welcome to CATtheMinion Patreon channel. Hopefully you can hear me alright over the currently necessary air conditioning. I've got set up here, and this is going to be a weekly romantic reading. So every other week it's going to be general romantic for anybody, and then on the alternating weeks it's going to be twin flame specific. So the way that I've run my schedule for which week of the month it is, the first one that's going to be rolling out on the channel is the twin flame reading, and I'm not going to get super fancy, I just need to get things set up. So I'm going to do my basic twin flame and karmic reading, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing with the spread very much, because I've done this one a bunch of times. There are a few examples of this on the at large on my YouTube channel. It's not a regular reading that I do, but the main thing is that it is going to be regular on Patreon, and I've also got the charms, which are specific to Patreon. I am not going to be using these on my regular YouTube broadcasts. I'm going to fall out already. Alright, so we've got that. So I have the cards shuffled and cleared, and I'm going to lay them out. So I've got my Twin Flame Pinnacle deck here. I've got the Work Your Light Oracle because it demanded to be used. I've got the very fiery Cairo Marchetti Legacy deck. I've got the Morgan Greer deck, because I was thinking specifically of how the Lover's card in this deck looks. I don't know if it's going to come out, but that's whatever way the deck decides that it's coming in for a certain reading, that's how I pick them. And then I have the Lover's Oracle over here. So I'm going to get this grid set up and adjust the... It's not sticking out. I'm going to adjust the focus to about here to make sure it's still there, and then I'll pick up the cards because they're not all going to fit. So let me just get this set up. So the way that my regular twin flame grid works with the karmic is that I have a pile for the karmic to get their energy, a pile for the masculine, and a pile for the feminine. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy usually. In the twin flame situation, one person has a little bit more than the other, and by the description in it you should be able to tell who you are. In some cases you might be the karmic, but a lot of the time if you're in a relationship that's not your twin flame, you're the karmic for someone. And I mean, essentially all relationships have karma in them anyway. But in general, you should know whether you're the feminine or the masculine. And it could be that you're harboring an energy more than the other one on a particular day, even if you're normally one or the other. And the point of this reading is to get the general perspective of each character, and then to see how they feel about the other people in the situation and the union, ultimately how they feel about the twin flame union itself. Before, when I had fewer decks, I used to use all my decks, but if I did that now, I think I have like 18 decks. I'd have to check them, which is not a lot compared to some people. But if I used all of my decks, I'd be doing this reading for like 8 hours. So for the purposes of using and selling the reading, I cut it down to stacks of 5, which still brings in 60 cards, which is, I think, plenty enough to get a good idea of what's happening. Okay, I guess we're taking the one on the floor. Okay. These remind me of a keychain my grandma had when I was little. Every time. Okay. Oh, they're all cockeyed. I can't stand that. Fix them. I was really surprised when I got these cards because they were bigger than I thought they were going to be. And I noticed from watching other people's readings that older versions of this deck have a scroll on them, and these just have the rose pattern with the writing. So they're a little bit different than older versions of the deck. But it's the same deck, the same quotes and everything. Or phrases, I should say. Same images. When I do videos for my channel regularly, a lot of the time I'll lay the cards out ahead of time. But because this Patreon is paid subscription, I want people to know that these are coming out, how they're coming out. Like if you bought a personal reading, I'd take the time to shuffle on camera as well. I think I'm doing alright here. I'm having a little bit of a problem because my throat chakra is affected right now. My throat is extremely sore and I've got a lot of swelling in the glands under my tongue, but we're gonna do our best here. If I start hacking or coughing, I don't have the plague, it's just some serious energy. I don't know where this goes. The boring part. Mush. We're getting there. I have not done this reading with charms before, but I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be essentially like getting a sixth card, a sixth sense. Got a little dizzy too, that's great. Oh, one flipped over in here, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? Almost ready. Nope. Nope. Oh, this one got bent. What the fuck? Okay. Almost there. Straighten these a little bit, which is hard with the heart on the bottom. And make sure that they're all kind of in the camera. Okay. My focus. Okay. Chams. This guy goes over here. Oh, that's too many. Nope. Oh, come on. Okay. Still seems like too many. I'm gonna put the honey badger away. Alright. Okay. So let's get into this. Okay. This is the masculine. This is how the masculine feels about the karmic. This is the karmic. This is how the karmic feels about the masculine. This is how the karmic feels about the feminine. This is the feminine, and this is how the feminine feels about the karmic. This is how the karmic feels about the twin flame union. This is how the masculine feels about the feminine. This is how the masculine feels about the union. This is how the feminine feels about the masculine, and this is how the feminine feels about the union. Okay. I'm gonna move the camera now that that's explained, and you won't be able to see the whole spread, but I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna get it. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna put it back. Alright, sorry about that. I changed my mind and then changed it back. So I'm gonna start with the feminine's overall energy. We'll get to these charms in a second. Judgment, Number 20. So we're dealing with fire energy and Pluto. I don't know if Pluto's inverted right now or not, but we have Pluto energy. And look at this sort of like red cross. It's kind of like ultimate healing. Resolution of karma. And the feminine has the moon. Very feminine element here. So we have 18. This is ruled by Pisces. Even though the moon itself rules Cancer. So we have Neptune energy, which is actually retrograde right now. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So I just said ultimate healing there. We have some DNA light activation, some crown chakra activation, a sort of goddess-like. And notice how this has Egyptian themes on it. We have Thoth and Anubis here, and then we have this Egyptian theme here as well. So it could be resolving karma from a past life and dealing with the darkness within that's from that previous trauma. So here we have this, it looks like a dryad outside of her tree. There's a heart chakra opening, but it's sort of like at a distance. I feel separate from it, but I really want to be with it. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Okay. All of these cards have at least the feminine on them. This is giving me a little bit of that Adam and Eve energy of being blamed for opening the doors of wisdom, of activating the Kundalini. So what's hidden is this fire, and also hidden is this cassowary. Cassowary and the fire tells me that your solar plexus is being kicked open, and this internal fire is being allowed to rise up inside you. Now, we see that on this Judgment card as well. Healing fire. Now, to me, this rhinoceros can mean something that turns on a dime, but it can also be something that's persecuted almost into extinction, something that's misunderstood, the sort of unicorn that everyone's looking for, something thin and sparkly, and is actually just a little bit dowdier and less exciting. You know, something that's more grounded, that usually moves slower and minds its own business. But when provoked, that fire can shoot right up and go into attack mode. And we have a shield here as well. It's like, stop persecuting me. Like, if you back me into a corner, I will turn around and stab you with my face. So in some respects, it's the feminine is learning to use her own darkness in a way of standing up for herself and for her core beliefs. It's kind of like, this is knowledge of good and evil, knowledge of the light and the dark. And the moon here is saying, you have come through the darkness and you are now master of it. And that is the transformation. That knowledge of the darkness leads to the clearing of the karma, and that transformation and the deep cellular healing and the upgrades. So she's been going through it. Oh, I need water. Okay. So we're going to look at the karmic first. No. Yes. So the karmic acts as a block between the masculine and the feminine, or is in some way the aspect of what they need to learn before they're able to be together. The karmic could either be someone that the feminine is dealing with, someone or something that the masculine is dealing with, or it could be something that's affecting both of them. It could be an internal thing, like a desire or a need or an obsession, or it could be an external thing like a person. Okay. So for the karmic, we have the Two of Wands. This is Mars and Aries. This is the energy that we're in right now. This also represents a choice. Do you, like, oh, pick me. I've got something to sell you, instead of choosing your twin. But notice the duality here starting off. The Fool inverted. So this is air energy, it's Uranus energy, and Uranus is about to be retrograde. We also have Aquarian energy. But to me this says that there's some kind of karmic energy that's going to be forcing a decision during the retrograde. You know, like if you've been sitting on your karma and not moving, you're going to be forced to go back and fix it. You can't just leave it and go somewhere else. You have to take one of these choices. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? So again, this is like the Queen of Swords, or like the High Priestess. Another 2-number duality. Queen of Swords could be 13, which is a transformation as well, and we saw that over here. So the aspect that's coming in is you have to follow a truth. The karmic is forcing you to answer the highest calling by making a solid, actual decision of what is in your highest interest. Okay, so here we have this. Now this came out in the, what was it? I did 2 readings yesterday. I'm pretty sure this came out in the pick-a-pile Lenormand I did for YouTube. This masculine energy that's blocked off from the feminine energy by this ice wall. Now this could be a karmic whispering in his ear, but he's extremely unhappy. Or it could be the feminine trying to tell the karmic the truth, swords energy, and the karmic is unhappy. This doesn't have to be a masculine either. It's sort of a gender neutral person as well. But we do see the yin-yang up here, so there needs to be some balance achieved between the masculine and the feminine energies. And we see that the karmic energy is creating this sort of ice blockade here. So it says balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Okay. So the karmic might be coming in and giving you this crystal ball image of things being rosy and flowery, but that might not be the case. It's this warrior stance of choosing something more difficult might be the better choice overall, because it gives you a balance. Okay. So for charms, we have the Ankh. This is eternal life. essentially. We have the ruler, although this isn't marked out. We don't know what scale this is on. Right? So it's like multiple lifetimes. You have a trowel. There's, to me, this was like an alternate Ace of Swords, right? Because it's a spade. And it's like you have to dig deeper into past life karma in order to find the truth. Now I have this pigeon here, and to me this is sort of like scooping up the breadcrumbs, crapping on the sidewalk, stealing the chips kind of energy. It could be like a turtle dove, but for me a pigeon is sort of trash chicken. You know, like, I'm gonna take what I can get and flap around and crap on stuff because I have no, I'm incontinent with my energies. And then I also have this drawing blood energy. That's sort of like you're sucking the life out of me. Like, how much more can be taken? So for me, this indicates that the karmic is providing something that's ultimately draining and unsatisfying, that just throws more dirt onto the karma that you already have from these other lifetimes that you're trying to break through so that you don't have to keep starting over and over again. Let's look at the masculine. These are really deep. I think a lot of it has to do with these charms too. Potent. Okay, so the masculine, 6 of Cups inverted. So this is the sun in Scorpio, but anytime the sun is inverted, it tells me moon energy. It's like there's a pall cast on the past. Or this idea of no longer romanticizing the past. I'm not going to dwell on all this stuff that happened. I need to focus on right now. Scorpio is the ruler of death. It's that transformative cycle. It's also the planet Pluto, which was inverted, I think, in the feminine. No, it's upright in the feminine. Okay. But either way, we have sort of an ecliptic. Like something's eclipsing the past. So we have the 2 of Swords here, inverted. This is the moon in Libra. So we have the sun and the moon both flipped over. This is like I'm refusing to see more than one perspective. Okay. This card came out inverted, which to me means there's a delay or confusion. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Okay. So it's like I can't face the past with an open point of view. I'm unable to create this idea that there should be justice. Like, I feel guilty about the past, maybe. there's something I'm ashamed of, or I can't get over something. Alright. So this is nice. It looks like what the Six of Cups should be, upright. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So some of this is that the masculine energy is being very strict with himself and thinks he's doing it wrong because he gets into this mind suck of going to the same point of view every time and not being able to lighten up a little bit and be like, well, I didn't know any better then, so I'm a piece of shit. Well, it's like, well, you've learned now, so you can stop beating yourself up about how things were in the past, whether what that was somebody did to you or you did to somebody else. Alright, so let's get the charms. So the thing that was inverted is this bone. Now, I think I drew this meaning it to be a thigh bone, but it could be, I don't find this humorous. Like, I'm having a hard time seeing the lighter side of it. So I have this chicken, but it's also a cock, and then I have the penguin as well. And I kind of get this idea of oh, you know what it is? It's like I can't fly. I can't get any higher than I can't seem to climb any higher than I'm at. Like I'm stuck on the ground. But what's interesting is that there's this penguin and then there's this boat that came in upside down. Now this boat is a lot like the Six of Swords. So for me, this indicates I need to go deeper, and the penguin can do that even though it isn't able to fly. So we need to go deeper into the feelings, really, and we are able to do that because there was scorpionic energy here. But in order to go deeper, you have to have a certain lightness about you. It's like you can't judge yourself while you're going down, or the G-forces will kill you. But in order to establish more leniency in judgment of yourself, hang on, the masculine needs to have like a kinder perspective of themselves when they review where they've been and how their previous actions and experiences have affected them. In some respects, the way that this reading is playing out already, I kind of feel like the karmic energy is the task at hand, and the feminine energy is just about finished. And this new moon, or the next full moon, is really going to propel her into this next chapter. She's leveling up, she's going forward, and the masculine is struggling with this challenge a little bit and is still dwelling on the past lives, the ancestral karma, and things like that. He has the energy he needs to come through it, right? You're already doing it. Stop overthinking it. Just let yourself move through it and stop judging the moment that you're in. So they're almost in the same place, but let's see how the masculine feels about the karmic to get more information about this challenge. Okay. So we have the Ten of Swords inverted. So we have the Sun in Gemini, but it's inverted. So that's that moon energy again. And notice how this card is at night. We want the Ten of Swords inverted because it means there's a completion of the pain and we're at a point where we're going to be able to move forward. Like, I haven't got time for the pain. Six of Cups inverted again. Okay, so clearly this challenge to overcome the pain of the past is difficult, and it's leading to this Tower moment of 16. But the Tower inverted is more like a controlled detonation than a I had to leap out of the building and use my shirt as a parachute energy. So this comes in inverted also. So both of these masculine Work Your Light oracle cards are coming in inverted. So there's a delay or confusion or some difficulty. This says birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And there's this stone circle and this portal opening up. So it's like he's trying to manifest the circle in reality and be able to take the remnants of the tower that just broke and build something new out of it. He's really thinking, he's really in his feelings. He's trying to see the light. He's trying to access these universal downloads. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So there's this idea that trying to work on this challenge from karmic energy, and it might just be, at this point, it might just be past lives between the two of them, which is fueling the karma. Like, I don't get the sense that the karmic in this case is an actual separate person. I get the karma that exists between the masculine and feminine that's preventing them from being together is actually past life ancestral trauma. And some of it could be, if you've interacted with them in your life in the past, this lifetime, it could be that as well. But I'm getting with this Ankh here, this eternal life thing, that there's things that have not been resolved from other lifetimes that are seeping into this one. And the masculine is trying to open up to universe, to go deeper into his own resources. Sort of going in lets you experience that feedback loop from the universe. It's like if you want to travel to the stars, you have to go in. It's like a swoopy highway exit. You want to go the other direction, but you want to go that way, but you have to turn this way, and the loop goes around. That's kind of the way that to access universal energy. So the masculine is feeling about this karmic energy that he's struggling to move away from the past pain because he's so used to being in it that making something new seems a little bit difficult. But he's really trying to understand the lessons that the karmic is giving him and to go deeper into his own energy. Okay, so what's going the opposite way is the dodecahedron. I think the dodecahedron is water, but I'm not sure. It's also representative of a soccer ball, and it gives this idea of dark and light. The idea of the number 12 and the number 5. So the 12 is the Hanged Man. So he is a little bit hung up, but he's also 5 at a place where he's ready to pivot and the Hierophant get more information from the universe and this idea of grounding and self-nurturing. Now to go with this, we have the beach accoutrements here. We have the umbrella, we have a towel, and we have a beach ball. But there's no person there because he's left the sand to go deeper into the water. And he's ready to access the light because he's got the sunglasses as well. His future's so bright he's got to wear shades. Okay? So I want to see how the feminine feels about the karmic. So she has a 10 inverted as well, but she's in the wands. He's felt the pain and she's felt the struggle. Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn is retrograde right now, and then the Sagittarius is that I'm going in a certain direction energy. This is like, I'm not carrying this anymore. Like, me getting to the finish line first doesn't mean I'm going to carry you over the finish line. I don't have to do that. You're able to do it yourself. Knight of Swords inverted. So we have Taurus and Gemini energy with fire of air. So we're backing this with Venus energy, we're backing it with Mercurial energy, but we're inverted. Now, an inverted knight to me tells me the Hanged Man, which gives me that water energy of Neptune again, Neptune retrograde. There was a Hanged Man over here somewhere too. So we do have mirroring between the twins and how they're experiencing this karmic energy. But to me, this means the feminine is not under the burden of heralding the truth in the situation. Okay. So her oracle is coming in inverted too. It says, Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Okay. Now the High Priestess is like the higher level version of the Queen of Swords. It's a lot like this warrior woman here. She's accepting the challenge, but she's a little bit wary of it. She's not quite sure. She's a little bit slow. But she's not going to be the Knight of Swords. She's going to be the High Priestess and sit in the truth itself. And instead of carrying the masculine over the threshold, she's going to be more of a beacon by sitting in the truth and holding it until he's able to see where he's going. Hang on, my sinuses are effed up. Ow. Okay. Aw, that's cute. Look at all that root energy. It's like deep in the roots of who they are connected. Look at all those hearts and shit. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Okay? So if she chooses to sit in this priestess role, it doesn't mean that she's ignoring him. It means that she's doing what she's being called to do. And how she understands things in the now. So we have the whale, we have the electric guitar, and we have this. This is intended to be represent a child, I have children here because it's a seesaw. But it's also representative that the inner child is also a balance between masculine and feminine energy. If you only focus on your inner child as, oh, when I was a kid, I was a little girl, well, your inner child has a masculine also. And if you grow up and you're like, well, when I was a little kid and I had my trucks and the dirt, that little kid beating on his brothers and, you know, going fishing and, you know, whatever, riding his bike off of the ramp and stuff, has a female counterpart as well. And you can't have healing of the inner child without healing both aspects. There's a balance. There's a back and forth. And just as there's a back and forth between you and your inner child, it's that duality nature. So this is representative of deep waters. It's representative of information from the ancestors. It can also be representative of going back in time and trying to fix something that was wrong. It can also be an idea of expansion, and also of deep breathing as well. Here, this electric guitar, to me, it's sort of like music, but it's also current, like electric and rhythm, and is reminiscent of Aquarius energy. But it's like being in a rhythm with your inner child and your higher self allows you to make necessary decisions without judging yourself every second of every day in order to maintain this priestess energy where you're able to access this rhythm and get the information that you need. So we're going to look at what energy the karmic is pointing towards the masculine specifically. Like if this karmic energy was sort of poltergeist sentient, how would it react to the masculine? So we have the Queen of Cups inverted, Gemini and Cancer energy with Water of Water. Four of Cups energy. Interesting because 13 breaks down to 4. Can't get no satisfaction. The Moon in Cancer. So we have Moon. And Cancer, Gemini. Oh, duality. The Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Oh, man, that's perfect to go with that. Just hold that up again. This is like the controlled detonation of the tower. You can see this strike coming down and the walls are going to collapse. And this electricity as well. Okay, so this is the Dryad in their tree, kind of sad. There's fire trying to come and burn them down. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Okay. So the karmic is acting on the masculine in a way where it's triggering... Ooh, 4 times 4, 16. It's triggering this unsettled feminine energy, this always unhappy in things that they're trying to create. I'm just really butthurt about everything I've got, and I'm not really linking up to this higher energy. I'm not seeing the light, and this is the energy that the karmic is trying to disturb within the masculine. We see that he's trying to answer it already. And I get the charms for this. Okay. So we have a t-shirt. It's sort of like, this is wearing me out. This like mundane, worn out. And then I have, going the other way, I have a glove and a kangaroo. So it's kind of, this is like I will fight you, buff kangaroo. And the message I get is like, the gloves are off. If you're tired of, if this situation is wearing you out, then the karmic energy is like, the gloves are off. Either put up or shut up, do something, or I'm going to clobber you. You don't have time for pussyfooting around. You need to get in there and handle your shit. Alright, so we're gonna see how the karmic is acting on the feminine. So we have the 6 of Pentacles inverted. The moon in Taurus. So we have Venus energy, the background energy of the Empress, and then the moon. Moon inverted sun, we have illumination on. It's like you're being given some kind of the feminine energy is starting to see why they haven't been getting what they thought they were supposed to get. Like, why can't I manifest what I need? It feels like I have to fight for everything that everyone else just gets for free. Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, why can't I do life like other people do it? I'm a failure. What the fuck? This is illumination on that sense of FOMO, of missing out. 6 of Wands. So we have this paired with victory. Now we have the Jupiter in Leo. Right? So we went from an inverted moon being sun energy directly to sun energy, and now we're in that Sagittarius of like going in a certain direction. This is also victory and public recognition. It's like, I'm ignored, nobody gives me anything, and now all of a sudden, flip the switch. Suddenly people seem to give a crap what I'm about. So we have sort of, your luck is changing, literally flipping over in the exact amount. Okay, so we have answer the call. This is coming in inverted. What is your soul calling you to do? So we have a little bit of a delay here. It's like the karmic is saying, in order to change your life story, you need to, your victory will be gained through listening to your soul. And the challenge is, this is coming in as a challenge to listen to your soul because it came in inverted. Something the feminine wasn't really catching on to, which is why that High Priestess card came in inverted too. It's like, this is what you're not doing. Wow, okay, so we're looking at a feminine here, at least I think so. And there's some sort of growth coming in from the heart and the solar chakra moving upwards. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way, right? So why do you feel like you're not getting what you should? Like, are you listening to your soul? Like, where is this feeling of being ignored and lack coming from? So we got to go a little bit deeper into the roots of the issue. And you would suggest roots here because we've got red and orange, the sacral as well, and the solar, these lower chakras. Like, why do you not feel secure? Where is your safety net, kind of? Okay. So we have the bear and Sir Honks-a-Lot here, and the tape. Trying to figure this out. This is weird. I'm getting a little bit of stick to your guns, but it's like it's kind of like what, like, I'm mad that nobody's listening to me, so I've acted out in the past. And I've been fishing for compliments, but if I just stand there and be myself, what I need will come on its own and stick to me. You know, it's like, if you're not so busy chasing after whatever runs by, what you need will come to you. And also get a little bit of, like, coming out of hibernation, of, you know, sleeping on your life. And this idea of letting go of things that are upsetting you for the feminine. Okay. So I want to know how the karmic is acting on the union between the masculine and the feminine. Shit going on here. 7 of Cups inverted. Venus in Scorpio. Now this is a card you'd want to see inverted. To me, this is like the sort of like toys in my popcorn kind of energy. A lot of people say this card means options. To me, it means like distractions and like tricks and distortions and, you know, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. You know, like the bigger, better deal, the ooh, a shiny thing, and a little bit ADHD. The essence of this card being in reverse means we're not going to be pussyfooting around. We're not going to be distracted by all this BS anymore. We're going to focus in on what's actually important. Alright. So we have the 4 of Swords inverted. This is another card like this. It's like waking up. You've been sleeping on this issue long enough. 4, 7, 11, that's that twin flame number. 4 of Swords, Saturn, no, not Saturn, Jupiter in Libra. So we're getting that Sagittarius South Node energy to try to bring justice. Ah, the ever-unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So the karmic is really trying to drive home the point that everything that's gone on in these past lives that was, you know, transformative, hurtful, caused you to need to rest, just sort of the bigger, better deal energy, all this stuff that kept you tripping up was to create this expansion for you, for both of them in the union. So here they are together, looking a little bit battle-worn, sort of. The feminine looks worn out, and the masculine here looks like he will fuck up anyone who tries to come in and disturb that they're together. So we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Right? So in order to get to this idea that everything's been unfolding, you do have to forgive the past. And we see that the feminine is trying to forgive herself enough to step into her own energy, and the masculine is trying to forgive the past so that he can see the light and move forward. So they're having a similar reaction, but coming from different aspects. Hers is more emotive and his is more thinking, which you would expect because of linear masculine energy versus that's kind of flowing in and out feminine energy. So what I see right away with these is hot sun energy followed by hot dragon energy followed by caution, but the way I was holding it is upside down. So it's like this idea of you don't have to be on the defense about this twin flame energy. Alright, so I have the back of the credit card, which to me is like all the little details. And like complete details. Like it's not going to move forward unless you have all of the information. And then I have a fox here. Now this could be deception, but it doesn't have to be. It's sort of like a misunderstood creature, often hunted, but when you go to pet it, it really loves you. And it's orange, so it gives more of that fire energy. Coming in inverted, though, it tells me it's like, I'm not trying to steal your credit card number. I just want to be with you. Like, this is honest. I'm not trying to get something out of you. You don't have to be afraid that you're going to slip and fall again this time. So that's how the karmic is acting on the relationship. It's this idea that of forgiveness and openness and expansion for the union by having all this stuff happen in the past and needing to be resolved in order to understand where you've been, kind of. So let's see how the feminine feels towards the masculine. King of Rods. Okay, so that speaks to this directly. She is seeing him as this, I mean, she's hot for him, obviously, and he's in control of his wand and the passion, and he's understanding his own power, basically. Ace of Wands. So she definitely thinks that he's in control of his wand. So this came in, I don't know if this was upside down or no. I think it's upside down because Saturn is in retrograde. We have Starseed, what lights you up. So it's like, I know that our union is special, and it's been tough during this retrograde. This actually looks like the feminine looking out into the universe, and there's 2 dragons on here. So like, this is us. This is the true thing. We're connected in our solar plexus. You are the OTP, the one true pair for me. And then we have this with them together, sort of in a little force field. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So this is like, it's like the feminine understands that she needs to hold this light, that she really wants to be with him and imagines and knows that he's the twin flame. But she's a little bit wary of holding that energy all the time. What lights you up? Well, he does, but I'm having a hard time holding that vision. It's like, I don't see anybody coming. Where's the ship? It's like, well, hold on, it's coming. Just, the manifestation is taking a little bit longer because of all this crap that has to be healed. This Saturn is really forcing everybody to get their P's and Q's in order before they get together. So the charms here. So I have pants. I have a ring. Holla. Let's put a ring on it. I have the headphones. I have the coffee. I have a rose. And this shoe was inverted. So it's like, I'm not quite ready to hightail it to you. I gotta warm up a little. I gotta get dressed. I gotta have my coffee. I gotta get ready before I need to get myself up and ready before I come over here. Like, listen to me. Like, I love you. This ever unfolding rose, and I want to put a ring on it. Okay? So it's like, she knows that this is the deal here. Love and togetherness, and this, like, listening to the rhythm kind of energy. But okay, so it's like the energy is like, the feminine knows that this is on. Like, when I listen to the rhythm of the universe, I know that it's love and romance and togetherness, commitment. But you're not putting on your walking shoes and coming towards me yet, because I know that you're not quite prepared, and it's hard, but I'm going to try to hold on to this image of you and being together. That's the kind of energy that the feminine is putting towards the masculine. Like, please be ready. I know you're not ready yet. I'm having a hard time holding the vision. Okay? So the masculine feels towards the feminine. All of his chips are going the other way. So we have the 10 of Pentacles inverted. This is Mercury in Virgo. It's the home sign for that and planet together. Mercury and Virgo. So it's like, and Mercury is also, where am I at? That's also Gemini, okay? So we have this idea of the duality is not coming together in the physical world. There's like there's a lack of grounding because there's isn't some kind of communication. But we noticed that we had an inverted 10 and an inverted 10, and now we have this. It's sort of like saying that the like being apart is complete. Like this complete lack is starting to end, or he wants it to end. So we also have faith inverted. This is the Hierophant in here. It's also Taurus energy and the marriage card. It's like having a hard time having faith that this is ever going to happen. I want it to I want to stop being apart, but how are we going to come together? And notice that we have the Devil inverted energy here, total 15. It's like I feel stuck materially somehow. But 5 is a pivot. It's like I'm having a hard time turning this thing around. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. Right? So he might not have faith that this is going to happen because he's afraid to speak up. And thinking about the feminine, like am I ever going to come out of this cave into this bright, shiny area? I don't know if I can. Now, this one actually came up upright. So his idea of the feminine is, I'm afraid to go for it because it's like somebody might judge me. But look at this. It's like I started out over here with the feminine, with this knowledge of good and evil and the Kundalini, and it's like he wants to be with her in that, in the light and the dark, instead of just being in the dark all the time. So his power, you instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. So instead of just sitting on this unhappiness and feeling like the universe isn't giving him anything, he wants to be with her, and he knows that he has the power to make it happen, but he's sitting in this kind of mind fuck of somebody's gonna put me down and cut me off and make me feel like crap for what I want. Okay. So all of the charms for the masculine came out face down. So we have walking, which relates to the feminine shoe over here. I have the glasses, so trying to see something better. We have the duck, fancy duck with the little thing on the crown. So we may have some crown chakra opening related to getting into the feelings. And then we have a toilet as well. It's like shit, fuck. I need to come over here and look at something. Like, I need to see this better. It's like either shit or get off the pot. Right? Stop doing nothing. Stop ducking around, and his intention is to move with clarity. This could also be rose-colored glasses, but not the way that these are drawn. This is like bifocals. It's like I need to see both sides of things. I need to get into the feelings. I need to open up my crown and get these downloads. I need to stop just sitting around on my phone. Okay. So let's see how the masculine feels about the union. The Wheel of Fortune. So he has a 10, but it's upright now. This is that Sagittarius energy, Jupiter energy. Like, this is the jackpot. The union is the jackpot for the masculine. It's this completion of, I'll have everything I ever wanted if we're together. Death, 13. So this is that Plutonian I said information. Why did I say information? Energy? Well, anyway, there's information coming through with this, apparently. Death card is transformation, right? We're getting rid of everything that isn't helping us anymore. So we have unbound, inverted, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Now this has a moon on it, but inverted, it's this usually a delay, but we have inverted moon is sun, so we're having illumination, and we're not just releasing these contracts, past lives, and whatnot. We're like, I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. This is, put it in the bin, we're done. I'm moving forward, I'm moving past all that. Okay. Now here it's sort of like the masculine is sort of growing in his grounded energy, and he can feel the feminine kind of vibing her affection towards him. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Right? So this death card really is getting over, putting a coffin nail in all of this past karma and everything. That is what this union would bring for the masculine. It's like, I really want to get away from this. I want to be here with her on top of the world. Okay. So the charms here, I have narwhal, and this water droplet. So this is a smaller whale. I think it's technically a porpoise or dolphin, but it's this ability to be in the water and to have this sword energy of thinking clearly about and expressing your emotions clearly. And then I have the umbrella and the sneaker. So it's like, I'm going to be walking, and I'm not going to worry about emotions because I know how to react to excessive stuff now. I've got, I've got my traveling clothes on. I'm ready to go. Or it could be if the sun gets too bright, I'm ready for weather. I'm ready to weather the storm and come and express my emotions clearly. That's how he feels about it. I want to get past that. So let's see how the feminine feels about the union. The Devil inverted. So that matches how the masculine feels about the feminine, because he had a 10, the 10 and the 5 inverted. Now this is Venus energy in this position, which brings up the Empress, abundance. Right? So we're no longer going to be chained to where we are in the material world based on the past. We're overcoming difficulties, and we're going to thrive on this Saturn retrograde energy that's happening right now. 8 of Cups. So that's Neptune energy, which is currently retrograde. But it's also this idea of moving away from all of the the emotional stuff that's hurt us in the past. So she is having her own little cycle here. Like the masculine viewing the union, it's like when we come together in the material world and overcome these sort of chains to the past, I can let go of all this crap, all this emotional torment once and for all. 8 and 15 breaks down to 6, 8 and 14, that's balance, that's temperance. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, right? So now we can go on and do what we need to do because we've overcome this immense challenge, number 1, of coming together. And there's also starseed in here as well, so it's like we're doing something higher than just coming together to be happy and be people. We have something important to do in our life together, and we need to be there instead of fucking around. Wow, hot. Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it, right? I mean, we do have stuff to do, but sexy times also important to union, right? So she thinks he's really hot and he thinks she is like the treasure of all treasures. Now, wow. So we have the boombox, right? So instead of just listening, now we're going to turn it up to 11. But I also get this idea of like boom, boom, and a cold shower. So the feminine feels about the union really intensely. And the masculine is also in this fire energy. So there we have it. That is Now this is really unusual because this twin flame reading is, I think, the first time where I've gotten that the karmic isn't a solid person. It's like a manifestation of energies between the people. It's like a cosmic buildup, like your higher selves coming together, or your collective, because you're twin flames, right? The higher version of yourself where you're joined is essentially the karmic saying, hey, you didn't put your toys away. Let's clean up this mess. All right? So if you want to get a personal reading, you can do that. You can order at the usual places. Oops, that's the wrong... Okay, can you order at the usual places? So you can email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you're out seeing this, you're already on Patreon. We have PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo are available for contributions, donations, to order readings and all of that. And if you want to see samples of my other readings, they're just in the regular YouTube. You can always just ask me and find out, and I'll just email you the list of what's available. I've got the coloring books. I've got the catalog here with the pieces a la carte. Once they're gone, they're gone. I've made to order items and other things available, so you can avail yourself of any of these if you like. If not, we'll see you back here at the next video. Take it easy, stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.